Hello again. Today we're going to share some case stories from MBEs and corporate members who have invested the time and the energy to develop relationships that ultimately resulted in successful partnerships. I would encourage you to listen closely to what they have to say, and although your business may be different and your approach or your situation may be unique, think about some of the nuggets you can pull out and apply to your business, and think about some of the approaches and ways you can use what you will hear today. You'll have an opportunity after the case stories to break up into smaller groups to discuss how you can apply this to your business. So share your thoughts and ideas, as it could help others and you could get some important feedback. I would encourage corporate members as well to think about how you might approach working with and developing longer-term relationships with MBEs. It takes time to develop business and personal relationships, so please lean in and listen carefully to what these MBEs and corporates have to say and the wisdom that they are imparting. No one is an overnight success, and I know that these companies have combined years of hard work and discipline and dedication, along with some failures, to be the successes that we see now. Our goal is for you to be successful, and we want to make sure that you have the tools and are equipped for the challenges ahead. The great thing is that you'll be able to apply these techniques and what you've learned this afternoon if you signed up for the meet and greet. You can also apply these learnings during the MSDC National Conference, which occurs October 25th through the 28th, and anywhere else you're going to be coming into contact with potential customers. In fact, we encourage you to incorporate these into your entire development process. OMSDC is here to offer any assistance and advice, so feel free to contact anyone on the team. Thank you for your time, and I hope you'll find the Supplier Diversity Exchange to be relevant and helpful.
Hi, I'm James Price. I'm the Director of Corporate Relations for the Ohio Minority Supplier Development Council. And with me today is
Sonia Walton, Economic Inclusion Vice President with Messer Construction Company.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you for taking the time to share with us today.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you a few questions regarding supplier diversity. Why is supplier diversity, and especially working with MBEs, important to you and your company?
So I'll first start off by talking about why it's important to me personally. So I have been in the supplier diversity space specifically for the construction industry for the past 21 years. I was brought in under the wing of Dara Butler, D. Butler Management Consulting, who is now back in business and as a supplier diversity expert, so give her a shout out. But I was brought in for the construction industry, and what I saw when I first started was just the impact that our work was able to bring to those business owners. Providing an opportunity to allow them to sit at the table, to compete and to win work, but also to remove the barriers that impeded them from being successful. So when I saw that impact that my work was doing, that our work was doing to, remove those barriers and to help business owners, minority business owners grow and be successful, that just became my passion. And so that's why it's important to me and why I'm passionate about it, because I can just help remove barriers and help build businesses within our communities. I'll say from a Messer perspective and why it's important to Messer, it's important that our communities are thriving. And it's important to us to invest in the economic success of companies within our communities. When we invest and make sure that we're spending dollars with minority businesses typically hire people who look like them, who live in their communities.
Yes.
That creates job creation. You have job creation, you are creating positive economic impact. When you do that, your communities are growing and they're thriving. When those communities are thriving, our customers want to build. When our customers want to build, Messer can build.
Yes.
So it's just a win-win for everyone, just to make sure that we're being inclusive. And so that's why it's important to us that we're building and growing the communities that we live in and that we serve.
Awesome. Sonia, I can absolutely 100% relate to your personal, the reason why you work in this field, because I share that passion as well. And we've shared that with each other several times. I have a follow-up question. What are the benefits of having a diverse supply chain?
So I'll say one of the key benefits, especially for the construction industry, is to broaden our pool of competition, to broaden our supply chain. Diverse businesses can bring innovative solutions to the table. They can, as I said, they can broaden our supply chain, which helps to reduce, drive down costs. It creates competition in the marketplace. And, it's just, that's what we need within our supply chain. We need innovation, we need to drive down costs, and we need to make sure that we're providing those opportunities for our diverse businesses to compete and win work on our projects. I'll say another another thing that's important is that it helps us be more competitive in the marketplace. So our customers, when they look out on their job sites, they want to see a workforce and they want to see their supply chain reflect the demographics of their communities, the demographics of their customers. And the benefit that that has for us is that they know that Messer is going to come to the table with those results. We're going to come to the table with the diverse workforce. We're going to come to the table with the diverse supply chain. And so when we are able to bring and be inclusive and bring minority businesses to the table, and they're hiring minorities and women on their workforce, then that's the value add that diverse supply chain brings to us. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Follow-up question to that. How do you plan to continue to leverage your OMSDC partnership and engage with MBEs?
So, a couple of things that, and I thought about this question, and a couple of things I wanted to just kind of point out was, number one is just really making sure that our minority businesses utilize their membership, they utilize their certification, utilize the OMSDC staff. So I'm encouraging our minority businesses. That's one way I'm leveraging it, is encouraging our minority businesses to grow and develop your business. How do you do that? Take advantage of the training opportunities that are provided through OMSDC. Because when you grow and develop your business, you're a better business partner to Messer.
Yes.
And when you're a better business partner, you're growing with us. And so that's one thing that how I leverage that. But also, encouraging minority business owners to partner with each other, to do business with each other, to go after business with each other. You tapping into we're always looking for diverse businesses, diverse business solutions. So tapping into the database, the OMSDC database, to identify who are those companies that are certified, who can provide the construction services that we need. Also, I'll just say the wealth of knowledge from our supplier diversity peers that I've been, blessed with having the opportunity to just build relationships with, continuing to build that and to tap into that, those resources has been so valuable to me, in my career as well. So, those are some of the key things that I'll say that how I leverage OMSDC, the workshops that you guys provide for both the supplier diversity professionals and the MBEs is just a value to me. So that's how I intend to keep leveraging that.
Thank you. Thank you. And lastly, do you have any success stories to share that might illuminate or illustrate the benefits of having a great MBE corporate partner relationship?
Absolutely. So one company that I definitely want to give a shout out for is Sure Mechanical. So Sure Mechanical is a certified minority business, and they're HVAC contractor.
Okay.
And Chuma Ikwame is the business owner, and they have just been such a a strong business partner of Messer, and they have grown so much. So when we first started working with Chuma's company, it was in 2012, and they started off on a small project. And ever since then, they continue to go after business, and they continue to just perform at the highest level, making sure Chuma and his team, making sure that, they're exceeding our expectations on every single project, no matter the size. And I'm proud to say that they just recently received their largest contract in the history of their company, which is a contract that Messer awarded to them for a project here in Cincinnati, the Uptown Gateway Corridor project, which is being developed by our partner, Terex. And it was exciting. It was exciting to see them grow from the $250,000 contract to now I think there's more than $2 million, which is the largest in their history. And they've been able to do that under the mentoring. We have paired them with mentors within Messer, just consistently providing that feedback for them. We also sponsored them a couple of years ago to attend the Omsdc OSU education program. And Chuma's feedback was that, at first, I'll be honest, I was hesitant about spending my time on the weekends attending that. And he said, but the information that I got, as a business, it just changed my perspective as a business owner. And he was so thankful that we sponsored him for that. So that's just a highlight that I wanted to share. Sure Mechanical. I'm very proud of our partnership with him and with Chuma and his company, and just looking forward to seeing where that'll take us in the future together.
That is a wonderful story to share. I love to hear the success stories myself. That's why you see me smiling over here as if it were my company. Sonia, let me thank you for taking the time to share with us today. And just a reminder that the OMSDC staff and myself are always here to help and assist in moving your supplier diversity program forward. And again, a continued thanks for your support of MBEs and OMSDC. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jackie Neal. I'm president of the Ohio Minority Supplier Development Council. With me today is Chuma, and I will let him introduce himself.
Hi, Jackie. My name is Chuma Ekweme. I am the president of Shaw Mechanical. We're a commercial heating and ventilation firm here in Cincinnati. Been in business for going 10 years now, going to 11 years. A member of Ohio Minority Supplier Development Council, and I'm happy to be here.
Great, thank you. I appreciate your time today, Chuma. And what we wanted to do is we want to hear from you. How do MBEs position themselves to win? So we'd love to hear a little bit more about your experience. We know that you are doing business with Messer Construction, one of our top corporate members, very supportive of the council. But talk to us a little bit about those 4 stages of doing business, right? There's awareness, there's exploration, there's expansion, and then commitment. So you've gone through all those stages. So talk a little bit about how you got there.
Wow. So how long do I have to do this? Well, thank you. That's a very important question, and I get that question all the time. How did you get here? And it's like writing a book. There's always a beginning and there's an end. Obviously, we started when we started 2011. Messer was our top target on people who want to do business with. So it started with introduction, trying to figure out who are the players. And fortunately, Messer has a very clear organizational structure, and their MBE department is just top notch. So we started with meeting those folks, Sonia Walton, Stan Williams, and his team. So they were at the door, really, that opened the gateway to Messer for us, because we're meeting those people, introducing ourselves to them. I had to do several presentations to them. And then they felt comfortable enough to introduce us to some members of their team. And then it became one-on-one introduction to different project leads. Culminated in a few years ago where I went to make a presentation to the entire Cincinnati project managers, vice president, and project team. So that was the awareness, stage. So when that happened, they started opening up some opportunities for us. Obviously, with awareness comes, what are those opportunities? Do they fit our, our business plan? Shaw Mechanical, we do a lot of healthcare projects. Does Messer do healthcare projects? What kind of healthcare projects are those? You start marrying yourself to the opportunities that get thrown at you. Obviously, not every opportunity fits our skill set. So at the beginning, we had to be deliberate on what opportunities we go after. And then those opportunities started coming. Our first project with Messer was at Westchester Hospital. It was a small project. It was less than $200,000, but I remember that project because it was one of those projects where we got invited from multiple GCs, and then we sent our quote to Mesa, and our number was right. They brought us in, did a scope review, wanted to understand how we got to our number, wanted to make sure that our number is the right number. And we went through multiple meetings with them just to assure them that our number is the right number and we stand by our number. So with that, they gave us that project. And after that project, it was just like a floodgate. The project went very well, obviously, and they started opening up additional opportunities, to us. In addition, it wasn't just with that one project. We also had to, do additional interviews, additional presentation as we're growing with our skill set. They were also opening additional doors for us. But it was just constant, steady meetings, steady face-to-face interactions. As we celebrate a success, we'll let the MBE department know Sonia Walton and Stan Williams to celebrate our success with them. And then more opportunity to get open. As we finish that project, we'll celebrate our success. We'll let Sonia know, we'll let Stanley know, and then more opportunities get open. And culminated to right now, with Mesa is our biggest customer. We're doing all types of projects with them. We are in such a very comfortable, level with them because they know our skill set, they know what we can do, and it's a question of, do you have the time to do this? Do you have the guys available to do this? It's just been such a great project. A few years ago, Mesa sent me to the Ascend program that you guys did, and it was just fantastic. At the beginning, when Sonia called me about the program, I was like, I don't know that I can commit my time for 9 months.
A little reluctant, right?
Oh my God, it wasn't a little. I was like, if it wasn't Sonia that called, if it wasn't Mesa that called, I probably would have just said no. But I know, how invested they are with Shaw Mechanical, how they really want us to succeed. For example, with in Mesa, I have a success coach at Mesa.
Right.
I mean, which company would do that? Somebody that, you know, her her goal is to see how can I make Shaw Mechanical successful.
That's excellent.
It's unheard of.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
excellent.
have nothing but just mad respect for these guys and what they do and how they run their business. Our success coach checks in with us every quarter. How are you doing, Chuma? What can I help you do better? This is the feedback I'm hearing from my team on projects that you've done. I mean, it's just amazing.
That's awesome. That's a great best practice to share with other corporate
I'm
members.
telling you, it is just those guys at Mesa are just top notch. So, anyway, so my success coach with Mesa, she would check in every quarter. How are you doing? What's going on? What projects are you doing? How those projects going? And based on those feedbacks, she gives us advice on what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong.
That's great. So how would you, you talked about the countless meetings, face-to-face, the interaction, the presentations, over what time period would you say, because I'm trying to get to if you had to give some real concrete advice to your fellow MBEs out there who are saying, why isn't this happening a lot faster? Please help them understand a potential timeline.
I'll give you an example. So I started talking to Mesa since 2011, right? And it started with 2012. We did our first project. It was a small project. And then right now, I'm doing project worth $2 point something million single project with Mesa Construction.
That's awesome.
Now, at Children's Hospital, they had a project a few years. This was in 2018. So started with them 2011. 2018, I got a call from Mesa. They have a project at Ron McDonald's house by Children's Hospital. And they were like, Chuma, we have this project, it's a fast heater. We need someone that can get it done. Do you have the guys available? Yes, we do. It was a design assist project. We worked with them, during the design phase, gave them budget numbers, and boom, we got the job. It was $800,000. Now, I've been trying to get into children from day one.
Yeah.
So from 2011, it took up 7 years until 2018 when I got that phone call. And in between, the Mesa folks and the Children's Hospital folks will tell you, I always send them an email all the time. Every other month or every time we do a big project, I'll send them an email. Hey, this is a project we've done at this hospital. We can do the same thing for Children's Hospital if we get the opportunity. I mean, constantly. I've gone to multiple presentations, between Children's Hospital and Mesa Construction. It took 7 years before I got a project at Children's Hospital. And when I got that project, it was a big one, and it was a very good project for us. So as far as timeline, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 7 years in this case.
Right.
But you just have to stay with it because when the right opportunity comes, as long as you're in front of them, and those, they're committed to giving you opportunity, you will have those opportunities.
And I would say to do it in the right way, and it's relative to your relationship, right? So your relationship with Sonia Welton and Stan Williams, could be different from your relationship with Children's Hospital or some other corporation, right? So I would say MBEs need to know and understand the dynamics of the relationship, know how often you can reach out and contact them the right way, et cetera. So I think that's important as well.
Correct. I completely agree. And like I say, we had to crawl before we jump. And with Sonia and Stan, they had a clear methodology to what they do, who they introduce you to. I mean, they will walk with you lockstep. Like when we went to the Ascend program, it was the right time. They knew that. I didn't know that. I didn't, I wouldn't have applied to the Ascend program. But of all the companies that they could have invited, they chose Shaw Mechanical. I mean, those, and that was such a great program for us, learning from renowned professors from the Fisher College of Business. I mean, that was just awesome. And even with that, just having some of my classmates like DNK, David Cook, he was there. That also cemented that relationship, with David. I can tell you, referrals that we've gotten from David, just having sat with him throughout that 9 months, going to those classes, so it's just a win-win all around.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. That is awesome. I am so glad that it's all working out for you. And even though it looks like it took 10 years to get there, right? Like you said, you could walk before you can run, and then finally you jump right into a great.
That's right.
You were building. You had the building blocks of a great relationship over time, and you were doing it in the right way and patient with it. So I appreciate you so much and all that. Yeah, I appreciate you, and I applaud your success, and I am thrilled when I hear that MBEs are doing well and getting business, because we know that MBEs will hire other minorities, right? That's the really cool thing about what we do to help close the racial wealth gap in this country. So thank you so much, Chuma, for your time. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing this.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carmel Thomas. I lead the Supplier Diversity Program at Eaton Corporation, and I'm excited to be talking to you today and welcoming you to the 2021 OMSD Exchange. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about our process and highlight our relationship with a supplier MES that we really connected with during the exchange. Awareness is a big part of how we connected with MES and how we built our relationship over the years. It took about 8 years to get to where we are today, but we connected with the MES representatives during an exchange in 2012, I believe it was. And we learned about their products and services and what they were doing for a business that we acquired, Cooper Lighting Systems. And that's always a good opportunity when you've already are working with a current part of our business to help us gain that awareness, or even a peer who is in the same industry. When you're making those connections, it helps us to get a lower barrier of entry. And due to the positive work that they were doing and the positive reputation that MES had with the company that we acquired, we were able to make the connections within the rest of the organizations and look at strategies on how we could expand and grow and continue to deliver those results on a wider basis for Eaton. As you go through the exchange, really think about what is the overall solution that you're providing to these corporates that you're meeting. And from a corporate standpoint, whenever we have a supplier who's already doing business with us and they can align with our vision and our values, that makes it a win-win to help expand and grow both our impact in our supply chain, but also the impact for that business. So as you go about your conference and about your exchange, I hope that you get the most out of it and really make sure you're making those connections and helping both from the corporate and from the MBE side understand how you guys can grow together and help one another. Have a great conference. Thanks.
Hello, my fellow MBEs. I'm Hiten Shah from MES. Thanks to Ohio MSDC to give me an opportunity to talk about our relationship with Eaton. Our journey started back in 2013 when we thought we could actually be a supplier to the Cutler Hammer division. We had an initial meeting with their division headquarters in Pittsburgh to explore what we can do for them. We established very quickly there were some good opportunities in the copper and some iron components that we can help them with. After that initial meeting, we got introductions from and to the diversity managers like Joe McLean and others. At that time, they requested us to expand our calling into different Eaton's divisions. So we started to approach their team members in Wisconsin, Cleveland, Mexico, Dominican Republic, as well as Puerto Rico. This went on for another year. There was a commitment from both parties that there is a fit, there is a need, but the whole working through the whole corporate side and getting presentations and trust and relationships established with all of them was taking its own time. We were pretty small back then, so our resources were pretty constrained, but we stuck with it. At that time, as our luck would have it, Eaton purchased one of our existing customers at the time, Cooper Lighting. This provided a lot of relief to all the purchasing team members. They didn't have to establish us as a new supplier. We got introduced to their global commodity teams in Hungary that was basically defining the whole global strategy. They visited us, we visited them. And since then, the business started to grow with them. So Eaton is now in our top 5 customers. We ship to almost 17 different plants. It's been almost 6 years. The relationship has been growing. It takes time to get attention, evaluate fit, establish relationship and trust with these large corporate team members. But you need to continue to build your capacity and capability in the meantime so that you are positioned to win. It takes time, but I can assure you it's worth it. Thank you and for the opportunity, and wish you all good luck.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rick Rodriguez Jr. I'm the president of RMI International, a national security vendor. Today, I've been asked to speak on a couple of topics that I will go through pretty quickly, but hopefully you get something out of it. First, they asked me the question about awareness and just being aware in your field and how you can grow your business. And I think for RMI, we've always believed that, using the best way for us to make sales is to use the vertical market and use our friendships, use the people that we do business with to hopefully grow our business. We use the acronym FAT, be faithful, approachable, teachable. When the client calls, we answer. When the client has an idea, we listen. When the client wants us to be part of something, we are. And that makes a lot of sense for us, and in a lot of ways helps us grow, helps us learn. And we believe really helps us establish who we are in the industry and establish who we are as a partner to our clients. I think the second question, exploration, I think that, it's really relays back to the first one. We don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to attend training, to attend different things that your client might be asking you to. because you can learn. You can learn a lot. And for us, for example, one of our clients came to us and they asked us, could you guys help us find a bus company? And we had never been in the bus service. And we said, okay, yeah, sure. What do you need from that bus company? What type of licensing, what type of insurance, what type of things are you looking for? And so we helped them, and we were communicating with them the whole time. And we couldn't help them find a vendor that they liked. And they said, why don't you guys try it? Because we really like you guys. And so we said, you know what? Okay. Because we had been looking at all the information for so long, we thought, okay, let's do it. And that ended up growing our business with them. And I think the next thing is that it gave them faith in us that we could operate outside of our normal services, and they came to us with other ideas. They came to us with other projects, and we have since been able to do that as well. And it's helped grow our services to things that we never thought we would be doing, but we have been successful doing it with them, and it's helped us expand, but also just understanding that, you can get on clients' radar by doing things sometimes that you don't necessarily think are good for you. The MSDC that you're here training with, when they first came to us, our client Honda first came to us 20 plus years ago and said, hey, we want you guys to get involved with the MSDC. We said no. My dad said no. He said, I don't want to be picked because I'm Hispanic. I get picked because I'm a good company. And Honda said, that's not what it's about, Rick. It's about introducing you to other companies so they know who you are. And it's about training and mentoring and learning from each other. And they were 100% right. It's been an extremely beneficial relationship for us that we have continued to learn, continue to train, continue to teach, continue to mentor. Our commitment, which is the last question, has paid off. We've been committed to not just being a proud MSDC member and working with other MSDC members, but also mentoring companies and learning, small MBEs and companies that need help. And we've been mentoring them. We mentor 4 on one of our largest contracts, and it's been a wonderful relationship. But the one thing it's helped us with is it's kept us humble, because we remember what it was like. And we see them going through similar problems that my parents had when they were going through it. And now my sister and I have as we run the company. And so it's one of the things that we've always appreciated, and it's kept us grounded. And I think that it's been good for all the companies involved. We had a small company a couple years back that came to us and said, hey, Rick, you guys like partnering with small companies. Well, we got an idea. We're a veteran-owned business, and, we were wondering if you guys want to partner with us. And for the first, I'd say 2 years, we got nothing out of it. I mean, we were completely, as far as a business perspective, we didn't make any money off of it. We didn't really gain any information from it. It was really a one-way relationship of us just trying to help them. And as a result, though, they ran into a big contract, and they came to us and said, hey, look, we want you guys to help us. And you know what? Maybe you guys want to just take it. And when we looked at it, we said, look, there's some areas that you guys can operate in. So how about we just share it? And we partnered with it, and it's been a very successful contract that's grown our company as well. And so you just never know, So I would just challenge you guys as you're out there, as you're going through this training, as you're learning, when you think about these 4 questions of awareness and exploration and expansion and commitment, that these things all kind of go together, but you can definitely help yourself by just not being afraid. My dad has always said, don't be afraid to get in the room. Don't be afraid to ask the question. Don't be afraid to go through the door. And I would just tell all of you the same thing, don't be afraid. Understand that the relationships you have with your clients now, they can grow you, they can help you, they can teach you. And a lot of you guys are successful because you do the same things I've just said. So, believe in that, and don't be afraid to take on new ventures that you've never done before. Sometimes you might find that it's a new, revenue source, and it can become something that really takes you in a whole different direction that really grows your company. So, I thank you guys for your time today. God bless you. And thank you to the MSDC for asking me to speak, and just be safe out there.